Hi, everyone. My name is Mohammed Zaman. I am a professor of biomedical engineering and international health at Boston University and have been affiliated with Kilachand for a number of years. I teach the course with Professor Preston in the sophomore year and have also had this wonderful opportunity to work with Kilachand students on a number of projects, including the opportunity to work with them on addressing some of the global challenges associated with forced displacement. We're going to talk about that, particularly the experience too of the wonderful students who went with us in 2019 to Uganda, first to Kampala, and then to northern part of the country in Adjumani. And we'll talk about what they got out of this and what I got out of that. So, well, why don't you introduce yourselves, guys?
Hailey and I are giving each other funny looks to figure out who goes first. My name is Dragon. I am currently a senior at Boston University, majoring in psychology with a minor in bio. In the fall, I am still undecided about where I'm going to school, but I'm looking to pursue a Master's of Education in Psychological Counseling.
Great.
My name is Hailey Hart-Thompson. I am currently a senior at Boston University. I am in the College of Arts and Sciences, doing an independent degree in anthropology, English, and classics with a dual degree in film and television at the College of Communications. And I'm also a teaching fellow at the Initiative on Forced Displacement.
Great. So thank you so much, Hailey and Dragon, for our prospective students and their parents. Let me tell you a little bit about the Initiative on Forced Displacement. It's a university-wide initiative aimed at bringing students, scholars, practitioners, researchers, teachers together to understand some of the greatest challenges facing people who are displaced and forced out of their homes and sort of have to live in these complex situations. Some of our work has focused historically in the Middle East, in Lebanon with Syrian and Palestinian refugees, with South Sudanese refugees in Uganda, as well as more recently with some Venezuelan migrants in Colombia as well. The goal is really to do research in an ethical way, put people at the center of our work with local teams and communities, and above all, work with local students in Uganda, Colombia, Lebanon, and elsewhere, so that we can learn from them and also can contribute a little bit to their thinking as well. With that, let me ask this to Hailey and Dragon. Why did you guys sort of come along, and what do you remember most? It's been almost a couple of years.
I can start. So I think there's a lot that comes out of this program, both in terms of the community that you build as a BU student, as well as the students in Makerere, and then the kind of professional development that occurs. So in terms of that professional development, I had kind of only explored migration and displacement minimally, and decided to do this program. I knew I was interested in research, but I wasn't really sure about migration. And so after doing this trip, I have completely done a 180 in my professional life, and I've fully decided to pursue refugee studies and migration studies. And that is like what I love about the work that I do, and that's the work I continue to do. So it truly inspired my professional journey. And on a personal level, getting to work with students and do kind of that cross-institutional collaboration is my favorite part of the program, and really excited my interest for international education. And really, you just have an amazing time with people, their peers, and their, I remember playing Frisbee with people in the middle of nowhere with some broken down cars. And so I think that there's so much on a professional and personal level that you grow with.
I think I'll have to add to, I guess, what Hailey talked about, community building and personal development. I know when I went, I was in a pretty low point of my life. But I guess like going with fellow peers that I've never met before and meeting some students studying in Uganda, like opened my eyes to how many different things you can experience and like see in the world. I think the two instances that stand out to me most were taking one of the Ugandan students to a Chinese restaurant the last day of our program. So Fred and I went on I forget what they're called, the mopeds. We went to a Chinese restaurant, and it was kind of interesting seeing him learn how to use chopsticks while he was teaching me about other things about Ugandan culture. And then also going with another student who Zaifa to the beach to go play some beach volleyball. So it was really interesting just to see how I could blend into their culture and how they could blend into mine.
That's amazing. And I remember very well, Hailey, it wasn't much of a Frisbee. It was some cloth contraption that we were playing with because our bus had broken down, and it broke down both ways. But it was a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to really understand and get a chance to meet students who are essentially at a similar stage in their careers. For me, that is very, very important, that we also get to work on complex problems, on difficult problems, but also appreciate the perspective of local students, different from study abroad, where we are not necessarily staying for the entire semester, but getting an opportunity to develop these lifelong partnerships and sort of looking at a particular problem, one specific problem. What I want to tell, I think the students who are interested in KHC, that this program is open to students from all majors. You don't have to be in sciences or STEM or business or anthropology. You don't have to be a freshman or a sophomore. You can be in any year. And you may or may not have any prior experience, any prior language experience or not. What we're looking for are people who are genuinely committed to bringing change, to addressing challenges, who are questioning their own self understanding, own preconceived notions, and are able to really put that aside as you sort of roll up your sleeves and think about, how can I make a difference? So thank you so much for taking the time. This is just wonderful. And I'm hoping that we'll get a chance again to work on projects together.